And welcome back, Gator fans. Brian Montgomery here with Jared Luteran, head coach of the Allegheny tennis program, as we now turn our attention and preview the Allegheny women's tennis team. Once again, looking at a team that has already had one match underneath their belts against Case Western, a national power, to kind of start off the spring. The squad, once again, has come back from a really interesting fall that took them all over the place, to Oberlin, Ohio, to Kalamazoo, Michigan. Just kind of looking at that fall and that first match to start the spring. How's the squad looking so far?
They're looking good. We're excited to eventually go on spring break and get outdoors. We set the bar high last year on spring break with going undefeated. So we'd love to have another good week down there. And we had, you're right, the fall was it seemed like it was such a long time ago, but yeah, we were all over the place, playing a lot of good teams, playing some good tournaments. So the women got a great experience in the fall to motivate them for the spring for sure.
I think the team did really well. We are working together as a team, coming together. We had our freshmen come out and they started really strong for us, and all of us are just coming together and working hard.
We had a lot of teams that we haven't played before, so that was good. We got a lot more experience than usual. I think everybody came together well, and I think our team came out stronger.
And looking at this year's roster, a large amount of upperclassmen, a really strong junior class to kind of help supplement some of the underclassmen that do not have that much more experience than the juniors. Having that big class of upperclassmen, how much has that helped the team in this preseason?
Oh, it's good. Obviously, it's great right now. It's a little scary for the future. Hopefully we got some recruits that'll be excited about coming in here and getting some playing time when that large class graduates. But we're taking it one day at a time and trying to enjoy the fact that we do have such a big class of veteran players. And right now, in the last several months, they're acting like veteran players. They got the team in here practicing in the off season. They're coming in hitting on their own, hitting with coaches. They're definitely setting the example for the younger players, for what they should expect, what kind of time to put in to be a varsity athlete.
And then looking at that Case match you had a couple weeks ago, and then the entire preseason, which you've been here working on the indoor courts, who should Gator fans expect to kind of be some of those impact players as we head into the spring?
Well, as you know, I hate to single people out. We always are all about the team, but we had some players that had some great matches there. Andrea was up in the first set. Actually, I'm sure she doesn't want to be reminded of that, but she had a chance to win the first set against Case. And if you look at the individual scores of that match, we actually had some really good matches individually. The team score looks a little lopsided, but that's the tricky thing about our sport is sometimes when you see the team score, you got to dig deeper and look into the actual individual matches. And we had some women really battling. I think Sun Mo is going to surprise a lot of people at the #1 spot. I really think she's going to pull off some big wins this spring. She had a big win, a couple big wins this fall at the ITA tournament. So I think people now know who she is, and I think she's going to have some more big wins this spring.
And then, much like the men, a very difficult schedule for the Gators heading up in the spring. Right now, the women, looks like their next action is probably going to be in Hilton Head, South Carolina for their spring break tournament. You mentioned last year the squad went undefeated. Looking kind of at that trip as your next big thing. I mean, don't want to look all the way to the NCAC tournament yet, but looking at that spring break trip, what would be success for the Gators?
Going undefeated again. We're gonna try to live up to our expectations from last year. Obviously, I know that's difficult, especially this year. We've got 5 matches on the schedule. It was more than we did last year, so they're going to be worn down by the end of the week. They're not used to playing that many matches in a week. It's really the only time of the year where you play that many matches in such a short amount of time. But we've been doing a lot of conditioning in here. We've been in the weight room. We've been in the CrossFit room. We've been in the swimming pool, believe it or not. So I think their bodies are going to hold up well. I think we should be one of the most fit teams down there.
A successful season would probably be something along the lines of, we really, really, really want to beat Oberlin. That's like our #1 rival. We love playing them. We love the team. We love the coach. But that's a really strong opponent, so we would love to have tough matches with them.
A successful season would be our team coming together and playing well. We definitely have matches that are good for us for upsets and matches that we want to maintain where we're at in our conference, and I think we're looking to do both those things this season.
All right, well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck to you this upcoming spring.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
And Gator fans, be sure to keep it locked in at AlleghenyGators.com for all of your up-to-date Gators info.